Nomsa here at Ngosi Talk Shows and Premarital Altar. Find your own voice led from within. And with me today, I'm on my own, guys. Everyone is enjoying the hot weather. So Nomsa, she's all by herself. But of course, with my lovely audience that always come and support me every day. So that if it is your first time here at Ngosi Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, we help our audience find their own voice in every area of their lives. So the topic today is Becoming Him Again. A 30-day reset for men ready to rise, heal, reclaim their strength. So there come a moment in a man's life when he realizes that surviving is no longer enough. He may still be working, providing, smiling, and appearing strong on the outside, yet inside he feels disconnected from the man he once was and from the man he knows he was created to become. Perhaps life has disappointed him. Perhaps betrayal, rejection, failure, grief, pressure, fatherlessness, divorce, financial hardship, or years of silent struggle have changed him. Perhaps he has spent so much time being strong for everyone else that he has forgotten how to care for his own mind and heart, body, and spirit. So becoming him again is an invitation to to return. It's not about pretending the pain never happened. It's not about returning to an old version of yourself who lacked wisdom, discipline, or direction. It's about covering the, and the courage, confidence, purpose, peace, integrity that hardship tried to take from you. So this journey is for men who is tired of hiding behind silence. It's for men who wants to heal without losing his strength. It's for men who wants to lead without controlling, love without abandoning himself, forgiving without becoming weak, and rise without becoming hardened. Over the 30 days, you will be challenged to examine your life. Honestly, you will confront beliefs, habits, wounds, and relationships that have kept you trapped. You will learn to take responsibilities without carrying unnecessary shame. You will rebuild discipline, strength, your identity, reconnect with your purpose, and create a healthier version of your future. This reset is not about perfection, it's about progress. Some days will require you deep reflection, other days will require practically action. So you may be asked to reset, forgive, apologize, reset boundaries exercises, write, pray, speak honestly, or make a difficult decision. Every step has one purpose to help you become whole again. A healing man does not need to dominate others to prove his strength. He knows who he is. He understands his values. He protects his peace. He protects his peace. He honors his word. He takes responsibilities for his choices. He leads with courage, wisdom, compassion, and self control. Your pain may be part of your story, but it does not have to become your identity. Your mistakes may have influenced your past, but they do not have to control your future. You are still here. This means your story is being written. It is time for you to stop returning, to stop running from yourself. It is time for you to release the weight were never meant to carry, that it was never that you were never meant to carry forever. It is time to rise, time to heal, time to rebuild, reclaim your strength. It's time to become Him again. I don't know what you guys feel. So make the decision. Number one, you need to make a decision to begin. Every transformation, it begins with a decision. You don't need to have an answer before you start. You only need to decide that remaining where you are is no longer acceptable. Write personally declaration starting by you are beginning this journey. And ask God to hold your hand while you begin this journey. Be honest about what you want to change and what your life becomes if you refuse to change. And they also ask God to discipline you if you don't follow through. Your decision becomes the foundation for everything that follows. Action completely the sentence. I am beginning this reset because when I'm saying ask God to discipline you is when you don't follow through, God will come in and remind you what you need to be doing. So tell yourself the truth. Healing cannot begin what you are hiding from reality. Examine your emotional state, relationship, health, finances, habit, spiritual life, and sense of purpose. Identify the areas which you feel strong and the areas in which you feel lost. This is an exercise in self-condemnation. Is it an exercise in clarity? It is an exercise in clarity. It's good to have clarity because a man cannot build what he refuses to examine. Name what hurts you. What hurts you? Unspoken pain. And unspoken pain often control a man more than acknowledging pain. So name that experience. What really, really hurt you? That affected you? Was it rejection? Was it abandonment? Was it betrayal? Was it humiliation? Was it grief? Was it abuse? Disappointment? Loneliness or loneliness? What was it? Failure? Sometimes it might be failure. Let me share this, guys. So just name, you don't need to share everything in detail. You just need to write it publicly. You can just write. However, you must stop pretending that what happened no longer has an effect on you, because it's important to actually naming the wounds does not make you weak. It helps you understand what needs healing. Write down the experiences. You can have a diary, write down in a pen, write down the experiences that change you and how each experience affected your behavior. How did they affect? Separate the event from your identity. Something painful may have happened to you, but that event is not your identity. A failed relationship does not make you a failure. Losing a job does not make you worthless. Being rejected does not make you unlovable. Separate what happened from who you are. Your experience can shape you without defining your entire existence. Replace one negative statement with a truthful statement. What is the truth? Do you feel that you were rejected because you are unworthy? I failed becomes I experienced failure. But I can learn and rebuild. So release the need to pretend. Some people, they pretend that even though when the pain is there, many may have been taught to perform strength rather than developing emotional health. That's why I always say to you guys on this talk show that show me a Bible scripture that says a man should not show their emotions. Because when you are a man and you're going through pain, you don't have to pretend that you are unaffected so that you can protect your image temporarily, but it prevents your healing, it prevents your strength, including ability to acknowledge fear, sadness, confusion, and exhausting. So when you acknowledge that whatever has gone on into your life, you do not have to explain yourself to everyone. However, you need at least one safe person space where you can be honest. So I don't know where that space you can sit down and ask yourself, where is that space where I can feel safe? Is it a counselor, finding go for counseling, a therapist, or is it a friend, or is it a family members? Wherever you feel safe, identify one trusted person, a mentor, counselor, faith leader, support group where you can speak openly. Take responsibility without living in shame. Some people, when they go through pain, they start living in shame. Responsibility says, I made a choice that I need to change. Shame says, I'm beyond change. You may not be responsible for everything that happened to you, but you are responsible on how you move forward. How you respond in that situation is the critical component of how God is able to promote you tomorrow. So examine your mistakes without making them your permanent identity. Apologies when necessary. Make correction and choose a different path if it's necessary. Write down the mistakes you need to take responsibility for and one action you will take to repair it. Forgive yourself. Some men forgive everyone except themselves. You may still be punishing yourself for a decision you made years ago. You may believe that your guilty proves you are remorseful, but endless self-punishment does not repair past. Learn from what happened, accept lessons, make amends where possible, and allow yourself to grow. When we talk about self-forgiveness, guys, we are not talking about you avoiding accountability. It is you refusing to remain in prison after you have accepted the responsibility. Write a letter of forgiveness to yourself. Understand your emotional triggers. What triggers you? A trigger is an experience that creates a strong emotion reaction because it connects to an unresolved wound. You may become defensive when corrected, distance when someone gets close, angry when you feel disrespected, or silence when conflict begins. Instead of judging the reaction, investigate it. Ask yourself, what am I protecting? What does this moment remind me of? You can identify 3 triggers that and the deeper fear connected to each one. And then write it down and learn to pause without before reacting to any situation. A moment of pause can protect a relationship. It can protect your career and a reputation. When you feel anger, fear, or frustration rising, do not immediately speak or act. Breathe slowly. Breathe. Do not immediately speak. Step away if unnecessary. Give your nervous system time. Self-control is emotionally suppression. It is the ability to choose your response rather than allowing emotion to choose it for you. Practice the rule, pause, breathe, think, then respond. Pray first. Rebuild your mornings. How does your mornings look like? How did they look like before? The way you begin your morning influences the direction of your day. So how I begin my morning, guy, I get up in the morning and I stay in prayer, meditation, worship, reading the scriptures, reading things that I need to do. Mostly I'm praying, connecting myself to God, preparing myself for the day. The way you begin those mornings, like I said, it will influence the direction of your day. Avoid beginning every day with social media, bad news, or immediate pressure. Create a simple morning routine that support clarity and discipline. And I try to stay away from my phone as well. Include water movement, reflection, prayer, meditation, and review of your priorities. A strong morning does not guarantee a perfect day, but it prepares you to face the day intentionally. Create a 30-day morning routine and follow it consistently. Restore your physical strength. Your emotionally and physically healthy are connected. Movement can improve your energy. Sleep, it can improve your energy, your sleep, your confidence, focus, and stress management. You do not need to examine um, uh, what can I say? You do not need to extremely like a fitness program to do like extremely fitness programs. You can begin like with consistent realistic activities such as walk, stretch ups. You can stretch, lift weight. You can go swimming, run, or complete a body weight exercise. So the goal is not to change your appearance. The goal is to reconnect with your body and develop discipline. So commit to at least 20 to 30 minutes of movement. That is important. For those who want to connect with yourself, if you feel like disconnected, respect your needs for rest. Exhaustion is not evidence of importance. You cannot heal effectively while constantly depriving yourself of sleep and recovery. Rest is not laziness, it is a maintenance. Create a healthier sleep habit, reduce late night screen use, limit unnecessary stimulation, and give your body permission to recover. A rest may make wiser decisions than an exhaustion may. Establish a consistent bedtime and aim for adequate sleep. So you can set up time where you go to sleep. Examine what you consume, what you watch, what you listen to, what you eat repeatedly. Expose yourself to influence your thoughts and behavior. So ask whether your daily consumption strengthens your mind or weakens it. Reduce content that produce anger, comparison, lust, fear, hopelessness, or distraction, and replace it with the material that support your wisdom, purpose, peace, and growth. It's really, really important. Break one destructive habit that you believe that this habit may be causing destructive for me. So how can you break it? And you can try to change like everything at once may lead to discouragement. So take one step at a time. Choose one habit that is damaging, like one habit that is damaging your health, and focus on it. It could be confidence, relationship, finances, or peace. Identify what triggers it and what reward you receive from it. I'm working on one of these habits, guys. Then choose a healthier replacement. It's easy, guys, to break this habit. So for me, I'm working on one of them, the habit, because I got to a place where um, some of you saw that when I was fasting, there were people that went to my mom, and I was losing weight, but they didn't know what I was doing. Like people just assume. So I've made a decision last week that these are the habit, these things are the things that destroys my life. When I'm with people like that around me, it destroys my life. It holds me captive in stagnation. So how can I create a good habit for me that will move me forward? So I said to myself, okay, if those situation arises again, whether they arise in my family, in my friends, in my church, I don't need to be part of it. In my workplace, I said to myself, I don't need to be part of it. I cannot be part of something that I did not start. I even made it clear to ancestors last week that as from today, they will no longer use me, trying to get to me so they can destroy me. And anyone that is being used to destroy my life, they needs to step aside. I'm no longer going to entertain nonsense. So you can make that vow. I don't know what that vow will be. You can make a vow to yourself that, okay, this habit is not moving me forward. It's pulling me backwards. But how can I now then get rid of this habit? Create a new one that will serve me better than this one. Because all I'm seeing is when I'm trying to move forward, when I go to church, I get told this. And then I go to my friends, I got told this. The spirit controls my friend. He goes to church and controls people around me. So I said to the ancestors, fine ancestors, you can control them, but I will not entertain them anymore. Because I realized that I've been too nice entertaining nonsense. So for me, I don't have to react to that nonsense. I have to tell these people to step aside while I walk. I don't have to be nasty. Like they went and looked for my mom. My mom entertained it. The first thing my mom should have done is I speak to my daughter every day. So I don't need to discuss anything about my daughter. She would have simply cut them off. But she sat down and entertained it. But I said to myself, if that happened, my family entertained nonsense, They can entertain it, but when they come to me, I cut them off. If it means I have to change my number, I will do it. Because I'm no longer wanting to entertain I serve God. I don't want to serve ancestors. So they need to get it in their head. So I don't know what habit that you have to get rid of. You have to be firm without disrespecting people around you. You have to be firm. The reason why I'm saying this, guys, is mostly for every man or every woman who are a Christian. Satan can use people around you to keep you in stagnance. He can use people around you to talk you out of your destiny. He can use people around you to talk you out of where you're meant to be. So you need to be aware. He can use even your pastor. He can use your pastor. I have seen it. I have witnessed it. He can use people around you. So don't even think that just because this person is my pastor, Satan cannot. The woman that he helped me when I was under sacrifice, she said, "No, sir. Satan has no how big you are. They enter quietly. He enters people quietly and do what he has to do and control people." So she said to me, always be alert. When someone they can arise with accusation, they can arise to destroy your character. I have set myself, or I have gone and sat down and listened to people talking about mostly what was trending. It was my fasting. My fasting was trending. But the person that actually is doing it myself, I was enjoying myself. So what I'm saying to you, in those situations, I learned what Satan is. He wanted to defile me. But in order to defile it, he has to go through friends. He has to go through family members. But because the family members, they don't know how he works, they entertain. So for me, I made a vow. I said to ancestors, no more nonsense, guys. When I'm talking about ancestors, I'm not talking about my ancestors. Satan, a strong man, is the ancestors that belong. When you so let me make an example. When people say, let's say, what can I say? Those people who believe in the dead, the dead don't know anything about what Nomsa is doing, the blah, blah, blah. But there is a strong man in the family that knows Satan put, because Satan, ally of Satan is the festival spirit that work with the ancestors. So when I'm talking about ancestors, I'm not talking about my ancestors. I'm talking about ancestors as a whole around the world. They are the ones that are torturing people. So what I'm trying to say to you guys, if you are a man and you have these habits that they are not moving you forward, you can sit down and be firm. Find that one champion, a friend that is going to hold you accountable. When you go, like, let's say I'm going to play football. When I get into the pitch, even if I know the opposition team, the minute I enter the pitch, I no longer know them. Some of them I might be friends with them, but we're no longer friends. The minute we enter the pitch, we're no longer friends. We're playing the game against each other until we finish that game. So what I'm saying to you is, when you are going through pain is your opponents. Your opponents that you need to defeat, not to entertain. I don't know those people who have gone through pain. There are some people who are going, even as I'm speaking right now, there are some people who are going through pain. And how do you entertain pain? Is to make pain to boost the pain and make it feel you defeated. To say, I am defeated. I don't know how to get out of this situation. I'm not good enough. I can't, there's no men out there. There's no good women out there. There's no good men out there. I feel so defeated. It's pain. And why entertaining that pain? The right way is to say, no matter what's going on at this minute, I will rise. I will keep rising regardless of whatever is going on. I will keep rising. Guys, this mentality is the one that helped me to survive. Is the mentality that helped me to survive. Every day, I say to Satan, I will rise. Regardless of whatever is going on, I will rise. Because the God of Almighty is above everybody else. And as long as he shall live, his spirit shall live, nothing can defeat me. And you have to have that mindset, because when you have the mindset of nothing and you understand your place in God's kingdom. What is your place in his kingdom? Your place is he died for you. He gave you his blood. When his blood went to the ground, they cut him open. His blood, the day his blood touched the ground, it was the day he said, your sins are forgiven. Through me, you can rise. Even no matter what pain you go through. But through this blood, you can rise again. Through this blood, when life does not make sense, when the doctors tell you that you have cancer, you say, Doc, no, I don't. Because the blood that spilled on that ground at Calvary, it took my sins away. It took my sickness away. Let me speak to the one that is above. You don't say, Doc, yes, what medication do I need to take? Why do you agree with the doc? You say, no, doc, I don't have cancer. Let me go and make some inquiries. And you go and pray 1 week. Say to the doctor, I'm giving myself 1 week. And he makes some inquiries. His blood, ask his blood to speak for you. When that woman that rejected you as a man, when you're building in your heart, when your heart is bleeding pain. You rise when even life does not make sense. You don't stay defeated. Because no one is going to pick you up. People think, oh, God died for me. I don't need to do anything. You need to speak. You need to rise. You need to understand that you were not born to entertain rejection. You were not born to entertain pain. You were not born to entertain sickness. You were not born to entertain poverty. Tell poverty, I hate you with so much hatred. Rejection, I hate you with so much hatred. Pain, I hate you with so much hatred. Because God wants you to speak. He wants you to speak. He wants you to testify. Through him, he wants you to glorify his name, to be glorified. So you can think, when his blood went to the ground, did his blood went to the ground for you to suffer through rejection? No, he didn't. He forgave every sin on earth. He took away pain. When he was in pain, He was taking that pain on earth, and he took that pain. I always say, God, I need you one day to manifest in my life and tell you how it feels like. Jesus, how did you feel when you were crucified? That's my wish, that one day Jesus will manifest and give me time to tell me, to explain to me, how did he feel that, how was the pain when he was crucified? Remember, Jesus is a person, is a spirit, but is a person. He can communicate. So when you're going through that rejection, you can communicate. I don't know whether you think Jesus is the universe. You call him a high power, whatever you call him. Me, I call him God. I call him Jesus. He's my Father. He's the Holy Spirit. He's a spirit of testimony. God, when God died, he says, I leave you with the spirit of testimony, which is the Holy Spirit, his spirit. So when you are going through pain, why do you have to entertain pain? You don't have to entertain pain. You don't, when you feel it, the moment you feel it, that you are not good enough, you can tell the pain, you can speak to the pain. A pain becomes a weapon that Satan is using. He's using against you. You can tell that pain, that no weapon that is forged against me will prevail in my heart, in my life. And I will refute every tongue that rises against me. What is bringing that pain to your heart? What is bringing that pain to your heart? So you can speak to the pain. And when you speak to the pain, it means you're breaking every habit. If it's damaging your confidence, if it's making you believe that there is no good woman out there, if it's destroying your finances, if it's destroying your peace, identify what is the trigger. Keep one promise to yourself. Keep that one promise. Every time you repeatedly break a promise to yourself, your self-trust weakens. Choose one small commitment and keep it daily. It may be walking, it may be talking to God, it may be praying, it may be certain time exercising, reading, praying, avoiding an unhealthy behavior. Set healthy boundaries. Boundaries teach people how to interact with you. A boundary is not a punishment. It's not a revenge or emotional withdrawal. It is a clear statement about what you will accept in your life, what you will not accept, and what you will do when a line is crossed. Stop chasing validation. People chase validation. When your worth depends on praise, attention, romantic interest, status, or social approval, other people gain control over your identity. External encouragement is valuable, but it cannot become your foundation. Know your value, recognize your progress. Let your action be guided by integrity rather than applause. Guys, when I say to you that my life is a testimony, when things were dark in my life, Satan was moving every person that I loved away from me. But I said to myself, fine, Satan. But I had to know who I am without applause. I had to understand who I am. When life did not make sense, when people that I trusted, when they were turning against me, I had to learn to love myself. I had to learn to accept and value the person that has stood by me, which is me and God. So applause is good, but sometimes you have to learn, or you have to learn to, maybe you go shopping, you go out, you make an effort, you get dressed, you look nice, and you go out with your friends. Your friends may forget to say, oh, by the way, you're looking good. So still be okay when people don't applaud you. Be okay. I come on social media. I'm a social media content creator. So when I was fasting for 40 days, guys, I was showing up every single day, dancing, posting my dance video. My duties, the duties had to go on. My motivation to actually motivate my audience, it had to go on. That journey every single day. But I didn't complain that I have no strength, that I have not this, I have not this. But I knew that if I don't do what I have to do, no one will do it for me. And God, He had to give me strength. The only person, guys, that can stand by you unapologetic is God. If you talk to me like myself, I can disappoint you. I'm a human being. If you depend on me, I can disappoint you. So what I'm trying to say to every man out there is when things don't make sense, you rise. When you work, when you lose a job, you rise. Because nothing makes sense in that moment. But the only thing that makes sense is you and God. You rise. Even when you are in pain, I say to my children, if when you go dancing, if you choose to go on stage, if you choose to be an actor, you choose to be a dancer, whatever you choose, I say to them, when you are in pain, you go on stage. You don't make an excuse and say, I can't do this today because I don't feel too good. When you can do it, there are stages where you can't do something. But when you can still do it, I say to them, you go on stage. You interpret the pain that you're going through. Because when you interpret that pain, it becomes the joy, because they don't know what you are feeling. But when you dance with pain, when you sing with pain, you interpret it to the music, to the lyrics. People connect with you. So I tell my children, with whatever you choose to do, you do it even when life does not make sense. You don't make an excuse and say, I can't do this today because I don't feel too good. Who can you suggest to go and do your work? Who are you suggesting to find such a lovely woman for you? If you're saying just because you have a few broken heart and you say there is no such good women out there, have you asked him, the creator of your universe, to say, God, give me my woman? God can give you a matchmaking. God can match you. He can say, if you understand that you trust him wholeheartedly, he can tell you where to find the love of your life. He can tell you at this time, leave your home. At this time, be at this place. He can tell you that. He can tell you the words to say even when you meet the person. He can tell you. But people don't know that. I didn't know that God can do marketing for my company until Pastor James said, Jesus can do marketing for you. The money, you see, the thousands and thousands of pounds that we spend doing marketing, Jesus can market your business in front of the right people. And guess who knows this is Satan? Satan is an imitation of God. So he's a copy. He knows everything. So when a man gets defeated, he knows how to manipulate that man to stay down. He will keep manipulating, keep whispering in your ears. Because people don't believe that he exists, but he does. You see, God lives within us. Satan can live within a human being. When people say, oh, this person makes people's life a living hell, it means Satan lives within that body. And that body needs to get deliverance from Satan. So what I'm trying to say to you guys, stop wanting upload approval from people and stop comparing your life with people. People spend time. If I need to be a man, I need to have a nice car. If I need Nomsa to love me, Nomsa to date me, I need to have a nice car. I need to have a big house. I need to do this. I need to do this. Okay, those things are good. A man has to be an architect anyway. No woman would date a man who does not have a vision. No one. If you can put women in line in the map and you tell them, would you date a man without a vision? No, they wouldn't. I wouldn't even myself. So if you are a man, you got to have a vision. You cannot make an excuse and say, I don't have the money like other men. These men started, those who have money, they started from nothing. They built their life from nothing. So you can build your life from nothing by believing in you, believing in the abilities that God created, gave you before you were even conceived. Believe in those abilities, not making excuses saying, no woman is going to want me. Nowadays, women want rich guys. Why can't you be part of those rich guys? What is stopping you becoming them? Why can't you create a vision? Is it education? No, it's a lie. You see why I call people liars? People are lying. They lie sometimes. A man can easily create his empire from nothing as long as he's got hands and the brain. If you can read books, what a man needs is the hands, a woman needs is the hands. Be able to read books, be able to develop your mindset, your brain, and you're good to go. And have the right connection, have the right people around you, have a good connection around you. When you have a good connection, you don't need to complain. You don't need to say, I'm not good enough. You don't need to say, no woman is going to want me because I'm not one of those rich people. As long as you've got the hands, as long as you can do whatever, you've got the mind, you are an architect. Guys, men are architects. As long as you are an architect, you can build a future. You can build a future for your life. If a woman enters your life and they see, this is an intelligent guy, they want to date you. But if you already defeated yourself, and you defeat yourself because you're comparing your life with somebody else, and you're telling yourself you are not good enough, and you want to Nomsa to date you, hell no. Nomsa ain't gonna do that. Why? Because Nomsa does not want anybody that is defeated to come and defeat Nomsa. So that is the truth, guys. When a man feels defeated, you rise. Because nobody is going to pick you up. The words that you speak, it has to be the words that testifies, that it brings resurrection of life. When Jesus did not show up when Lazarus died. He showed up 4 days later. Do you know why he did it? He did it deliberately. So his name, his father's name can be glorified through him. He did it deliberately because he trusted in his abilities. When he says, this is my kingdom, in order for you to enter my kingdom, this is I require of your character. To represent my kingdom, this is what I require. He does not negotiate that you got to be this, like you can have this and a little bit break this. He doesn't negotiate. Why? Because God knows who he is. What is stopping you as a man to become who you are meant to be? What is stopping you? Is it because you don't have the money? Do you have this? You have 2 hands. You have a mindset. You have brain, right? And that brain, you can work on this brain to bring out divine ideas by speaking to God and saying, God, open my book of life. Whatever is written in my book of life, let it come to pass. Help me with the divine ideas. You can actually ask God to give you the business that will make money. You can ask God. I have spent my time, guys, when I'm going through this journey of cleansing, I realize I spend time inside nonsense, doing nonsense with the people, not realizing that I can tap into this life, and do what I got to do, what God created me to become, and become what God has created me to become. But I spend time in nonsense. I spend time people doing this, I follow. I spend time with people believing that I'm not good enough. I've been on that road where I believe I'm not good enough. That's nonsense. I spend time believing that my business is not good enough. But instead of me praying to God to make my business viral, and I'm realizing now that actually, God, I can tap into this thing. So you see, I spend time with the nonsense. The difference, if you look at every billionaire, they have one secret. They believe in God. They know how to tap into divine power. It does not mean that you won't go through problems when you tap into divine power, but it means God walks with you step by step. He walks with you until you get to where you need to be. And now I've realized 2 weeks ago, and I was like, hang on a minute. How does Satan works? I realize that actually he stagnates people. He uses those you love the most to actually stagnate you. They throw accusation, false accusation. They damage your character. He controls them to damage your character. Distraction, it causes distraction. It keeps you busy with nonsense. Last week, it was then when I realized, and the Holy Spirit letting me know that, no, Nomsa, it's keeping you in nonsense with people. These people, they're doing nonsense. He wants you to get into them, follow their footstep of nonsense. I had to realize who has been there for me. And those, even the people that have been there for me, he uses them for me to turn against them so that I destroy me by turning against those who were there for me. So I'm thinking, Satan, I ain't playing that game no more. So he knows, I know he's listening. He knows. Nomsa is not playing the game. If anybody comes to me, guys, I'm sharing this with you so you can understand the attitude on earth that you need to have. I say to myself, if somebody comes to me and they throw accusation, they destroy my character, I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not even going to sit down and listen to it. I'm just going to say, not now. My mindset is for me to say, step aside. I have a journey where I need to be. And that journey does not require nonsense. So I don't know what you guys have been through. I don't know. But some things, they require you to reclaim your voice. Reclaiming your voice, like at Ngozi talk shows, we help our audience reclaim their voice. Silence may help you to survive a certain environment, but healing requires honest communication. It requires you to speak respectfully about what you need. Communicate your needs, what you believe, what you feel, and expect. Do not use aggression to prove your strength. And do not use silence to avoid responsibilities. Some people will say, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to him. They are avoiding responsibilities. You find a man, maybe you've dated somebody, maybe you've got kids with this person. You avoid talking to them because you don't want to take responsibilities. Stand up to the woman and say, when a woman is telling you off, you stand up to that woman and say, I'm not going to take this anymore. It stops here right now. I need my glory. I'm not going to stay in stagnation because my relationship with you did not work. I will move on with grace. And I want my children to know that I am a good father to them. You take a stand. But when you entertain, you see, we have this smartphone where we spend time with texting, exchanging words. Don't do that. If you are a woman, you dated a guy, or you have kids with the guy and the guy is messing you up, you put a stop to it. You can't look at somebody in the eye and say, listen, you wicked man, I'm not going to take that nonsense anymore. I respect you. I honor you as the father of my children. But I ain't gonna take no nonsense anymore. Because I tell you guys, when you take nonsense, nonsense is the stagnation. It causes delay. It causes poverty. It causes pain. It causes sickness. Because when you are not in the right place, what does it do? It causes sickness. That's what it causes. Sickness, delay, when you take nonsense from people. So how many nonsense have you taken from people? I'm not saying go around, guys, telling people what you think. No. All I'm saying is instead of you telling people what you think they are, you tell them and say, you know what? Sometimes it could be the father of your children. It could be the girl you've dated. It could be the woman you've dated or the mother of your child. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. The only thing that can help you to move forward is to look at someone in the eye and say, the nonsense stop here today. It stopped right now. I cannot be what you want me to be, but I can search through my heart and ask God to unleash what I'm supposed to be. And I want to become that. I don't want any nonsense. In your heart, tell yourself that I don't want no nonsense. I will love you, but no nonsense comes with it. Remember, guys, when you have a child with someone, that person is your family. You cannot erase who the father of your children are. You cannot erase who the mother of your children is, but you can choose how you live your life. You can choose how you live your life. That is important. I survived human blood sacrifice. Too many people, they don't know why. It was very simple. I chose to love me. I chose to accept, unapologetic accept me. When I'm saying, guys, I chose to accept me, when the doors were closing every avenue of my life, when Satan was removing every person that I love, when he was bringing some people that I love to betray me, in that moment, it was in those moments when I chose to love God and I chose to love me. I chose to say, God, this is the story that this person has presented into my life. If it's a betrayal, this person has presented betrayal in my life. But I don't want to be part of this story of betrayal. Because I did not do this betrayal. I don't want to be part of it. So therefore, God, you hold my hands, give me strength to rise and live my life how I'm supposed to be. Whether it was my siblings that were betraying me, whether it was someone in my family that was betraying me, whether it was a best friend that was betraying me, whether it was a lover that was betraying me, I stood in grace because I knew what I needed to do. I needed to survive. When you need to survive, guys, there is no place, there is no time for negotiation, for pain. There is no time to fight people around you. You choose to stand alone because in that moment, I realized that I wasn't standing alone. God showed up for me. He showed up and brought people to look after me. He brought people to stand with me. But if I had entertained all this nonsense, it would have destroyed me. I would have ended up in insanity because that was Satan's agenda. I would have got sick. I would have died. But I said, no, I ain't gonna entertain. Fear, I ain't gonna entertain. Finances, when you're going through pain, Satan will use every avenue. The most main thing that they were using is my finances. To destroy my finances, I go to my bank account and my bank account will be emptied. The betrayal. But guess what? I said to Satan, listen to me very well. Finances, tomorrow we can sort them out. But my health, if I don't look after myself, I cannot replace my health. So I had to stand firm, and there was no negotiation. I didn't accept the betrayal. Don't get me wrong and say, no, sir, I says accept everything. No, you refuse to enter the story. Let the person that brought the story carry the story, not you, because the story is not yours. If it's the story of rejection, it's not yours. It hurts when someone tells you that you're not good enough, when someone rejects you. It hurts, but guess what? You can you can ask God to swap your pain, take your pain and give you strength. Say, God, be honest and say, God, I can't take this anymore. Give me your strength. He will give it to you as long as you are able to speak. He will give it to you if you speak with grace and trust and you believe that he can take that pain. Don't say, oh, I'm not going to rise again because I feel so defeated. I cannot do this anymore. You don't have authority to say you can't do it anymore. Your God has given you authority to cry out, be who you want to be by waking, rising, learning to rise. It's more like learning to heal yourself. You know, when you take the medication, they will tell you that the medication has these side effects, but the good thing about it, it can help you to do this, it can help you do this. This thing is the medication, is the mind. Think clearly. The thoughts, if we are thinking evil thoughts about people, about ourselves, it destroys our health. Use this thing that God has given you to think. Heal yourself. Rise. Use your mind to rise. Use your body, the whole body, to say, no, Satan. Shake the world. You know, when the lightning thunder, you can shake it. Say, no, I'm not going to be defeated because someone has rejected me. I'm not just talking, guys, because I'm just coming here and talking. No, I'm talking about the things that I myself have done it. Satan came to my home, held me on my throat, and I said, let me go. He said, no, sir. I wanted to take your life. I would have taken it. But I couldn't because of the words that I was speaking. I was speaking life. I was using that blood that went to the ground. When God took away my sin, I used that blood, the blood of Jesus. I even cursed my enemies because God was the first curser. The Holy Spirit asked me because things were tough. They were coming in every corner. I had to curse them. I had to go use the scriptures. I did not use my mouth. I had to go to the Bible, use the scripture that God used. And I used to say those words. And I had to ask myself, what kind of this Satan that I'm dealing with? He showed up. He showed up. And he said, I come in peace. You want to know who I am? I said, yes. He held me on my throat. The room, the whole house was shaking. He put me down. He said, look down there. I had this paper. You see, this paper is plain. There's no handwriting here. He said, you know what I do? When the doctor tells you you've got this, they go to the thing, they look, and he said, I point in there. That is if he has a legal right. I point in there. So when the doctor is looking at the horoscope to check what's in there, Satan has already written the words cancer, already written maybe liver problem. Whatever the liver, the code that they use is already written in the blood. So when the doctor look, that's what they see. He said, and when I was looking, I saying this plain is paper, I was reading the handwriting of a plain paper that he has written because he is an imitation of God. They said, that's what I do. And your friends, they have no idea, and your family, this is who I am. Why? Because I was making a life, a living hell of his agent. I was making their life a living hell. Fire. I was going to my garden. You know, like when you're a gun, someone is carrying a gun. Me, I was carrying fire. And he said, you are mad. So let me tell you who I am and what I do. Since that day, guys, I don't believe when someone comes to me, they give me an attitude. I don't respond because I know that Satan can control those that you love the most to do what he wants them to do. He can move away your customers. He can divert your customers to another company. So since that day, I don't waste time with my health. I don't spend time. If the doctor says, Nomsa, you have this, I say, okay, doctor, can you give me 1 week? I go home, I pray. When I pray after 1 week, I'll come back, we'll do another blood test. He did it with me when I was going through human blood sacrifice. I was getting investigated for cancer. I go this, I go this, I go that, until one of the pastors said to me, Satan can make you feel that you are sick while you are not sick. This is where I began to go mad. That norms are soft norms, I had to erase it. When I'm saying I began to change my character, it means I began to say, Satan, I'm no longer entertaining you. Pain, I'm no longer entertaining you. Sickness, I'm no longer entertaining you, until the doctors release me. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I tell you a story, giving birth, I think it was 2 weeks or 1 week before giving birth. Satan can do anything. He wanted to show me what he can do. So I'm sharing this story so for you guys, you can stop being defeated by nonsense. I go to the hospital for checkup. She looks at my files. The nurses and the doctors in Henley, they've not done whatever they are meant to do. She tells me off. I'm sitting there recording her. The door is open. I'm crying and sitting and she's busy telling me off. I'm recording her. And when I finish, now I'm making a complaint, because I have all the evidence on my phone. This is what Satan, I'm holding my phone like this. The woman is talking. She does not realize, and Satan is in the room. She does not realize that she's a doctor. She's not supposed to tell a pregnant woman off. She's busy giving it all to me. I'm recording her. And then I report her. After I do that, this is when God says, Nomsa, you're stripping her. If you take this evidence, you have to decide. If you take this evidence to them, she loses everything she has ever studied for. That was God's choice telling me. That Nomsa, he want to strip, he's showing you what he can do, but he's just doing it, destroying people's life. And God says, if you take this evidence, you're stripping her. There is no way she can be a doctor anywhere. Pregnant woman, you have to remember that. So I had to say, I had to go and speak to my midwife. I asked my midwife to change me, the hospital, and I destroyed the evidence. And I told them that I need to cancel the case because God has told me that I need to make a choice because I am stripping this woman. Maybe she started to become a daughter for 7 years. And I would have stripped it just like that. You see the phone? When someone is talking, you just put this. They will know that you're recording, but she kept giving it to me. She kept talking and talking and talking, and I'm thinking, is she normal? I'm recording her. Is she normal? I was crying. So the reason why I share this with you guys is because of what this world can be. You then have to decide how you want your life to be. How you respond to that pain is up to you. How you respond to it is up to you. How I responded to the sacrifice, it was me saying, God, I want to survive. I didn't want anything. I watch my family, guys, I watch my family looking me down. And the person that wanted to sacrifice me is the person who says to my mother, oh, I love you very much. Oh, my this. I'm thinking, that's a lie. You wanted to take my life. That's a lie. And my life wasn't the only life that she wanted to take or he wanted to take. There were people they succeeded to take their lives. But this one, God said no. So when God said no, Nomsa had to make sure that her life becomes a testimony. So I share this with you guys because as a man, there's no time for nonsense. There's no time to tell yourself that you are not good enough. There's no time. If you have hands and you can ask God to activate your intelligence, the words that we speak, guys, they become reality. If you say, God, improve my intelligence, God will do it. If you say, God, give me my husband, my wife, God may not do it at the very same time. He may want you to focus on the habit that you need to get rid of. That needs, when a man enters your life that is ready for marriage, that you need to be to align with that man. But the people don't know. They think I just have to go to God and say, give me a husband. He will give me a husband. Make sure when you say to God, you give me a husband, you stay focused. You work on your character. What does a wife has to behave like? A character of a wife. Prepare yourself for a character of your wife because God will wait for you. If you say pray, God, but will say, but there are things that you need to work on as if you want to be a wife. Because if I bring this man to you, the relationship will not work. It will not work because the man is not good enough. It's because you yourself are not ready to be a wife. A wife, his character has to be this. A man, a husband, his character, or if it's a woman, and you say, God, give me a husband. It's easy to put a list and say, I need this one, but God does not need that list. Give me a husband you have chosen for me. God knows what's in your heart. He knows what's in your heart. He knows your future, your destiny. He knows what you've been through, the pain that you've been through. So he will bring a man that he aligns with what you want in your life. But the problem is he might not look like David Beckham. So if you like David Beckham or you like Ronaldo, you like this one and that one, God may bring a guy that does not look like him. It's up to you to make a decision and take that guy. That's how he works. He does not work with the looks, blue eyes, blah, 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 6 foot. It doesn't work like that. How God works is he knows what the pain you've been through. It's the alignment and your future husband. I used to cry. When I split up with the man, I cry. I think I'm not good enough. I condemn myself until I realize what God is, what God can do. If I needed to marry someone in the White House, I just send God, the angel of God, and say, go find me a husband in the White House. Go to the White House. Or if someone, let's say someone who works with Donald Trump or anything, and say, if there's a good guy there, bring it to me, Jesus. Do it. Anything you want in life, God, if he knows that you are ready for it, God, he can do it. Nothing stop him. He can testify because he can hear me. He can testify. But there's only one problem, is his opposition. Satan can stop. His job is to steal, to destroy, and go kill. So if you don't know how to tap into God, my life is a testimony, guys. When you see me dance, everybody asks me, say, Nomsa, how can you dance so gracefully? I don't dance because I want to look good, or I don't think about my steps, guys. I dance gracefully because I think about when God saved my life. The joy that I have in my heart to know that there's someone who loves me unconditional. Someone who I don't have to put a makeup for him to love me. Someone who I don't have to go and buy high heels that matches my handbag, that matches my dress to love me. I don't have to do that. So when I'm in that place, I'm in a place where I know that Jesus loves me. Unconditional. He will never let me down. I'm not perfect myself. I can let my family down. I can let my friends down. I can let someone down, but he will never, ever let me down. Ever. And that's my mindset. That's my belief. And it's not a belief. When I understood what God is, what Satan is, I would have died. But I didn't. God saved my life. I went into a dark place. He took over my mind completely. Satan, he took over my mind completely. And the only thing was left here was for me, for the blood to be spilled. But because I'm a fighter, I was like, I'm no longer on earth. Where am I? God said to Lucifer, let her go. in the realm of the spirit, they debate it. Lucifer now, because he's selfish. And now God is on this side. Satan is on this side. God is working with me. God is sitting there. Is next to me. The angel of God is there, and Satan is there. And Satan is trying to kill me. And now God has ordered him to let me go. And now he's offering me life. Say, I give you anything you desire in this world. And I'm thinking, I need to slap you. So I share this story with you guys because people don't understand how this world is. Those who are tapping into God's kingdom, they are enjoying. It doesn't mean they don't have problems. They do have problems, but they know their place. They don't take nonsense. They don't take any nonsense. When I'm saying it's like when you tell yourself that you are not good enough, who are you suggesting to be good enough? When you say girls want rich guys, those rich guys, for them to be where they are, how did they begin? They started from where you are, and they worked their way up. Some of them, they went on the street. They had no accommodation. They slept on the street. They had no food. Some of them did not have food for 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, or maybe a day. But they never complained because they knew that to get to where they need to be, they need to keep rising. Even if they didn't know how their tomorrow is going to look like. So if a man has a mind where he can ask God to give him divine intelligence so he can work, create something that nobody has ever created before, business ideas, as long that man has hands. So you cannot tell me that Nomsa, I am who I am, because girls nowadays, they want rich guys. Women wants a man with a vision. I don't blame them. They want a man who knows where he's going. Even when he has problems, but he knows what he wants, he knows where he's going. A man who stands firm, who knows what kind of a woman he wants. Not a man who go out just to interview women for boobies, to say, oh, that one has big boobies. I can touch, I can suck it, and then I'll be happy. Or that one has big bums. A man that wants, he knows what they want. The looks don't come first. What's on the inside of a woman, if the man knows that what's on the inside of that woman is greater than what's on the outside. He's no longer choosing women because of how they look. He's interested in intelligence. A woman who's got brain. Beauty comes from the inside, not outside. He knows. A man who's looking for a woman that goes with the looks, that means they're confused. A good man takes a woman for a date and say, okay, let's go on a date. The moment the woman opens her mouth, the man goes, this is the woman I've been waiting for. Not because of how they look, because guys, when you have a good heart, when you know what you want, when you speak with conviction, you don't speak because you fear. When you know exactly what you want, when you speak from love, you meet someone, not convincing them, but saying, this is who I am. Take me as I am or not. Choose me for who I am. And many will be like, wow, this is the woman I've been waiting for all my life. When whether a man who has brain, when a man opens his mouth, He's no longer condemning himself, or he's no longer judging himself for what he has, for his status, or for what he is there because he knows what he wants. He knows that God wants him to find his helper. And he knows where he wants to be in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time. He knows what kind of a woman that he wants. He's no longer judging women because of their fake eyelashes, because of their fake hair, because of what they are wearing, because of their high heels. He's there. He tells himself, you know what? What's on this girl? What's on the inside of this girl is greater than what's on the outside. But this is the girl I've been waiting for. And I'm not going to let her go. And that's what a good man who chooses a good wife, not because of the looks, not because of whatsoever. God says, this is your woman. He says yes, because he believes in his abilities. He believes on who God created him to be. He is no longer condemning himself. He's no longer thinking he's not good enough. He knows that, you know what? I might not be like Bill Gates, but one day I will get there. But at this moment, I need to find this woman. And guess what? When he does find the woman, he stays consistently because he does not want to lose her. He looks after her. The woman becomes a mentor. He becomes an architect. He's a provider. She's a provider. He is a teacher. He teaches his whole household the principles they live by. Is no longer, he trusts in his abilities, the principles of life he teaches. Do you think who taught me the principles of life? It was my father. My father, my grandparents, my grandmother, my grandfather. My grandfather taught me principles of life. My dad taught me the principles of life. My stepdad taught me the principles of life. My mother taught me the principles of life. Do you know why? Because when a man has a family in the house, he teaches this is in this house. This is how he sets boundaries. This is how he imagines himself. This is where I'm going to live with my family. He imagines the city where he's going to live is with his family, a beautiful city. He takes his family there, and then he creates the principles of life. He becomes the head of the home. When a man feels sorry for himself, how can you be a head when you're feeling sorry for yourself? When you believe that you are not good enough to raise the kids, when you believe that you are not good enough to be with the wife that you went on a date from the beginning and she chose you, and now you now have insecurities because maybe finances are not working, or maybe health is not working. So now you don't believe in your abilities. Okay, guys, I think I have to go now. So that's me done for today. So let me think, what am I going to leave you with? That is going to help you guys to actually help you to, I think, having clarify your core values. Like what I was talking about, a man is a teacher. He teaches his household the principles of life. So value guide decision when emotions are unstable and circumstances are difficult. Choose the principles that would define your life. These might include faith, honesty, family, courage, loyalty, discipline, justice, compassion, growth, and service. Your value should become visible through your behavior. Choose 5 core values, write one behavior that demonstrate each value. So may God bless you guys and rediscover your purpose as well is really, really important. May God bless you and have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. It's a Friday today. Remember to practice courage as well in small ways that can help you to get to where you need to be. And I think that's all for me. And commit to the man you are becoming. Remember that you have survived. You chose to live, and you have carried the pain. You now choose to heal. You have questioned your strength. Stand with humility, lead with integrity, walk with purpose, love with courage. And become the man your future requires and become him again. So when you become him, it means you have restored your character, your life, and you become the man that God wants you to become. And it shows that it's not easy. Life ain't easy. It's not an easy game. So if you're looking for an easy game when it comes to life, it's not. And mostly if you are a child of God, because God will keep challenging you. Some problems don't come to you because they are there for you to entertain them. They come to you so that you can go to the next level of your life. You can rediscover yourself about your life, the things that you didn't know that you could be. So that's why the problems come. For me, the sacrifice was meant to take my life. But when it came to shake me, for me to realize the gift that God had given me, that somebody else wanted to take. So God had to teach me to fight my battles. He had to teach me how to develop myself, become the woman that He has created me to be. May God bless you. I will pop in over the weekend. Who knows? Nomsa pops in. I'll post dance videos, guys, you name it. May God bless you. I shall see you on Monday.